Welcome to Body Efficiency Training, and in this video we're going to be working on upper body strength, and we're working up to an exercise that I call spider push-ups because we do them a bit like a spider, not quite in the normal way. But in this training, body efficiency training, we work on the joints and the tendons and ligaments around the joints. So we're strengthening and mobilizing the joints more than working the obvious muscles, and in particular the spine. So here we start off by doing a bit of cat-cow and yoga. You drop the spine down and then hunch forward, push the spine back up again. But as you drop down, you've got to really let the shoulders stretch up, the scapula stretch up. You're dropping the spine right down and feeling the full movement in the shoulder joint. And as you come up, you've got to pull in the TA muscle, the transversus abdominis muscle, pull the navel to the spine. This is very important, always keeping the belly pulled in. And now we're slowly moving towards the push-up, and you're just dropping down the elbows a bit, but you're still doing cat-cow. You're dropping down into cow pose, letting the spine drop down, the shoulders project up, and as you come up, you're pushing the shoulders a bit forward. And it's also the rib cage. You let the rib cage arch and open, and you roll the shoulders a little bit forwards. You're getting a rotation and a stretch in the shoulders and the scapula as you go down. So you're taking your body weight into the stretch of your shoulders and the stretch in your rib cage. It's not so much working the elbows and the tricep muscle and the usual things we're working. We're working on connecting the bone structure together and stretching the joints, and we're using that connection and that stretch to hold our body weight. So here a bit wider, see my chin is just above the fingers. I'm opening the rib cage, letting the shoulders stretch back as I drop the spine down, still keeping the TA muscle belly pulled in, and feeling a stretch in the rib cage. The rib cage is opening and the spine is separating from the rib cage and dropping down. Then the shoulders are stretching, the scapula are stretching, and the wrist is stretching. You're also feeling a stretch in the wrist. So you're trying to take the pressure off the elbows and feel it right in the center of your chest, in the midpoint of the rib cage, and the wrists. So they've got the mobility. The wrists and the shoulders have the mobility. Now this is the full push-up, so this is quite difficult, but see, you try on the knees. If you can do this, you can do this, but very, very careful. You've got to keep the TA muscle always pulled in. So think of it again as cat-cow. I drop the spine down, arching back but still belly pulled in, stretching the rib cage, pinching the scapula to the back, and then pushing up by pushing the rib cage forward. And here's a little stretch to mobilize the shoulders, keep the belly pulled in, twist in the spine, look up, stretch back, but very careful, very slow, and also projecting the hips backwards. So you're feeling a stretch from the hip joint all the way through the spine up into the shoulder joint. And now we're moving to my favourite recovery position, which is a squatting position, and I could just twist my spine left and right. It's quite advanced to go this low. It requires some mobility, but you can do this higher up. But I'm showing you the full exercise. So I'm flat-footed squatting. I'm twisting left and right. I'm not using my hands pushing my knees so much as using the obliques. I've got to always pull in the TA muscle, pull in the obliques. There's always tension to hold the spine correct, and you always move the spine very slowly, very carefully. This is about mobilizing and strengthening the spine and finding its correct alignment. So here you can see the push-up from the front, and as I go down, you see the shoulder blades at the back pinching back. I'm opening the rib cage, and the rib cage is stretching back and the spine is dropping down. Then I'm squeezing the rib cage, pushing the rib cage forward, pushing the shoulders forward, and at the elbows and the wrists. But I'm trying to get it right from the mid-chest, and the spine is arching down as you go down and arching back as you come up. So it's cat-cow and yoga. That's the way to think about it. But you're also bending the arms, and you can do this with the legs. We'll do that in another video, but for here now we're just working on the upper body, but you're still trying to keep that spine under control. So you're looking up a bit, feel the stretch in the spine, the stretch in the rib cage as you go down. See the hips are still projected a little bit backwards. There's movement in the hips. And now here again, just let's come back to the easy version. Just chin above fingers. There's a little bit of weight. You're feeling more of a stretch than taking your body weight. Again, this is not about trying to go too hard, too fast. This is about trying to feel inside your body. This is body awareness. You've got to feel your joints, feel the stretch in your joints, and then just to release a little bit of cobra and drop back into child's pose. Feel that full stretch through the spine and the shoulders, and here a little bit of stretch, wiggle left and right to release each shoulder blade. Okay, so practice very slowly, very carefully at your own pace. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.